come take a ride with me? Haven't done that in a while, have we? The old Sunday drives on that weird little road. Yeah, I thought, why not take it a little higher, up above the clouds, where no one can get us, where the world can't get us. A place of absolute peace and safety. And just float. Take each other's hand and float. I was especially inspired, being the holiday season. It's weird how those two coincide. The holidays and the end of a year. Each one bringing up both good and bad things to make a final assessment about. Some of us are going to see a family that maybe we're not looking forward to. Expected tensions, differences, completely unpredictable. Or maybe wholly predictable because of a certain someone or someones that might be there. On the other hand, this is the time of year you live for because of family. All the work, all the struggle, the pain, the headaches, the backaches, not enough sleep, sickness. So sick of being sick. And it makes you anticipate in a more curable way that when you show up at your mom's, aunt, uncle, or maybe even just a family friend's house, that you're gonna walk into that hug. That emotional hug, that physical hug. People taking you into that place of peace and safety that doesn't involve a cloudy escape. You'll eat too much, hopefully you'll laugh too much, and then you'll melancholy too much, because perhaps some people aren't still there anymore. You start to lose them one by one, and you wonder how many more have to be taken from me. It starts to feel sort of freaky, like, wow, I'm last one left. Or of all of us kids years ago, I can't believe that now, all these years later, that I'm one of the few who remain. I see these clouds and I just think of what's waiting for us after all that crap down there. All the people, all the anguish, all the things we were put through. So that's why I escape up here. But at the same time, you do wonder, what is the next ride? What follows this? They're in a better place, they used to say. Or maybe they still say. And it would always hit me, a better place. Are we sure about that? I'd like to think they're out of their pain. They're not suffering. They're not sad. They're not hurting. But what if somebody was enjoying their time down here? I don't want to be in a better place. I was in the best place. Now these days, wars, ongoing hatred, thousands of new souls seemingly every week are taking their ride up here now, prematurely. And that's what used to get to me back then. The people, it wasn't their time. And I almost wanted to pay my respects to these people that I didn't even know. I never even met. It was the numbers. The numbers on those gravestones that I'd see 1947, 1969, 78, 87, and I think, oh my God, that kid was only 12. That baby was only 6 months old. But then even somebody, God, that person was 85. They had a nice, long life. Well, that's the assumption we make, right? A long life doesn't mean it was a nice one. I almost envied the dead when I was having my, stupid teenage problems, oh, they don't have to worry about the stuff that I do anymore. I don't know what happens after this. So that pushed me to do the best I could, grind out the rough times, and keep waiting for the next holiday, that next person, that next event, big thing in my life, whatever. But in the meantime, what was there? Family. I was one of those overly sentimental kids that was like, oh man, Thanksgiving at my aunt's house was coming up. Christmas Eve at grandma's is coming up. And it was just, we weren't even a big family. It was like, 7 or 8 of us. But I think that was better. We could pay each other enough attention per person rather than, oh, did you talk to Uncle Mike? No, I didn't get a chance. There's like 50 people here. The table was just big enough. The living room, the couches were just big enough that we could all make sure we shared a laugh, did the Secret Santa, watched some holiday movie. I was like the kid on the Wonder Years, the one who had the most impeccable memory of everything he ever saw, and everything he ever saw was just gold. Yeah, that kid. I was the only one ever with the video camera, even at 13, 14, because I knew these moments, these nights, these precious hours together. One day, that's all they would be. Video. The only thing to go back to that moment. I had to preserve those hours. I felt it. My duty, I guess. And then those bags, those plastic bags full of leftovers, cranberry all squishy against the bottom, stuffing getting mashed into nothing, mashed potatoes, turkey, all being thrown into the same thing and marrying into each other. Oh man. That's why I love to look at this cloudscape. Because this visual is how I felt when I was with those people. When I was in that time. Gliding. Carelessly floating. Into one 3-hour-long hug that we all sort of psychically shared, I guess. So that's why I wanted to bring you up here with me. Just us. Forget this shit down there. Yeah, it's gonna be there when this video ends and I stop talking, but maybe I shouldn't stop talking. Maybe I'll just keep going and keep adding and keep thinking. Keep feeling. There's always been something about the night. The night has always been my favorite time. The world is quiet. The world at peace. The day is done. And you're settling in for that recharge to face another stupid day where the night rescues you and becomes that embrace becomes that place of solace and calm. And also sometimes the night is about party, fun, getting crazy, chaos, in a good way. Meeting a stranger at a club, or the old days of tooling around a chat room and, hey, want to do something insano tonight and just meet up somewhere? And under the cover of darkness, you have an incredible encounter. And it's the night that made it shine, that elevated it to this surrealistic level of fantasy and escape. Maybe that's when a lot of you guys listen to books. You're unwinding, the days, hours are dwindling away, and you're about to head into that restorative state. So you either read or listen to something that then kind of wakes you up. And you turn to your mister in the bed and say, hey, we're not quite done yet, buddy. I don't know. But what I hate the most is that the night also represents danger, and not in a sexy way. Nothing ever good happens after midnight. That's the old expression, right? Well, sometimes not only is that true, it's just kind of sad. I take so much joy in the electricity that the night brings. But at the same time, the unknown, the wonder, the what kind of crazy shit can we get up to? But then, it brings out the bad guys, the sinister, the evil. But that's where this place, up here, with me, I want you to use this arena, this venue, if it were, where we know we are absolutely untouchable by those forces, and that we can just stay up here for as long as we need to block out anything that wants to injure us, take from us, destroy us. And instead, we can take in the beauty that the night and the cool breeze and the color of night can bring. Sometimes the night wants to corrupt you. It wants you to fall for its tricks, lull you into a false sense of care, of nurturing you, only to lead you down an even darker road where you may not be able to return from. Alcohol, drugs, another person. So I always think twice when I go to venture out under the moon into the real night. It's tragic sometimes what the night can bring, but the nightscape is a night escape, is another entity altogether. It's where not one single destructive, unholy being, be it tangible or not, can take you into its clutches and continue to move you 2 steps back in life. And what one thing can protect us the most from that element? What one thing has the superior power, that dynamic shield of safety? Another person. It's you and me. You have that other human existence with you to act as that safeguard. And you're doubling up on the security, the ability to fight anything that wants to get at you, to get at your spirit. The two of us are up here just soaring above the carnage and intentionally hateful, inflicted damage down there. Up here, we are unbeaten. We are untouchable. The only ones we're touching are each other, which is the way it only ever should be, right? And that is the greatest gift of all. Touch. If it's welcomed, of course. That someone else can provide with a sweep of your hair, their fingers down your cheek, a palm sliding over your arms. And of course, there are even more fun parts to reach out for, but trying to keep it clean here. That someone else can provide with their words, with just a smile, with just a look, like they're reading you. They're the only one who can read you. You sense in them their safety with you. What I may tell you, what I may secretly share, if I need to cry with you, it not only remains between us, you or I will fix it. I know that if I come to you, and I want you to know when you come to me, there will be an understanding, there will be a resolution. There will be that ever so difficult to find elixir that I can administer that will repair your pain without words. Someone else knows how to fix you. Their arms, their embrace, to shield out what harms you. And that's what the sky does. That's what the nightscape provides. You know you can close your eyes, have any expressed thought that someone else might criticize you over. You can let your arms out and just allow yourself to explore the air around you without one feeling of dread or threat. Is there anything more freeing than that allowance? Not to me. But sadly, here is where it only exists. On this screen, on this device. But I'll take it, and I'll take you. My sanctuary. The protection we all seek. What do we crave most in life? Outside of love, acceptance, companionship. A big one to me. I'd say protection. That's why I love these clouds. I love this nightscape. I love this contained area. Which is odd to say that the sky is contained, but everything, every speck of bullshit that goes on down there is locked out. The clouds acting as this lid, as this shield from any of that being able to gradually lift past into this realm where we hide, where we seek that cloak, that everlasting protective blanket. I think that's why they portray fluffy clouds as like the pillows and a blanket of stars, associating that with sleep ease. And if you're in the right kind of bed, with that right blanket, that perfect pillow, $1,000 mattress, you feel like you are being held aloft by an invisible protective force, by an unseen guardian. The sensation of floating, the idea of eternal drifting without one moment of fright, of concern. I'm going to hit something, someone, something, or someone is going to hit me. And I know I can safely watch the rest of the world go about their fumbling of life. That you wish this nighttime vest of complete release from anything touching you could be possible, could be doable, to a level that when I press that button, when I think of that safe haven, when I want to travel away from the tragedies of the day and know that the night becomes my savior, who wouldn't not only endlessly press that button, but you want to come back? That's the only thing missing from the glide, from the drift, and the serenity of the sky's envelopment is you, someone else to bring with me. That extra heartbeat, that extra shared soul, where we can both stay endlessly wrapped. Legs wrapped, arms wrapped, cheeks squished up against each other. And it's just one long intake of the night air and the visuals of an earthless Eden. That even through all of the shit, you put your hand deep down there and root around longer than you normally do, there is a little bit of something. So when the ride through the clouds ends, we don't have to think about, why are the good people taken first? And the assholes are left down here to make more people live a life of pain. You want to scream to the heavens sometimes. You could have taken any one of a million pieces of shit who don't deserve to be down here. And instead, you took her. You took him. Not only left me alone, but left my options for the cesspool that still remains. These are my choices? It's almost like online dating or something. This is what's out there to choose from? That's why I'm always very heartened and encouraged and, I hate to say delighted, but I guess that's all I got. Delighted to see most of my listeners are married or have a partner. And at least for all the garbage that goes on down here, they have someone to pull them through every day. And all of the, I'm about to go off the cliff here, but you throw me that line and just pull me back up to the surface. Right into your arms. And I'm safe again. Until the next time. He or she was everything to me. They made me get out of bed every morning. They made me take that stupid commute because I knew that at the end of all that, the 12 hours, the 15-hour days, that person was going to be my salvation, my recharge, and take me into a place of repair, rejuvenation. so that I could do it again the next day. And what did you do? Heavens, you took them from me. Now I gotta do this by myself. Yeah. Seems like that happens more than once, doesn't it? Just as maybe you've processed. Somebody had to leave you. Maybe not even in death. They moved away, you broke up, they went off to better things, whatever. And you had to start that search all over again. For someone who gets you, doesn't judge you, and every word, thought, emotion, fear was safe with them. Which is the greatest gift of all. When you can give that all to somebody and know that's where it's going to stay. It's never going to be used to hurt me. Thrown back at me, ridiculed for, shared with the wrong person who they don't get it. Yeah, so-and-so told me that you blah, blah, blah. And you want to go back to that other person. Why did you tell them that? I told you that in confidence. I shared that with you because I thought we were two souls in the same womb here. And now something that took me so long to give a part to someone else, to allow someone else to understand and process and take my hand, smile back at me and say, it's safe with me. You're safe with me because I think the same way. And we dream of that connection. Not just, oh, I like this. Oh, and I listen to that too. And I watch that too. Or what? It's more, this crazy fucking thing just happened and I'm going to tell you about it. And I know I don't have to even think for 1 second that it's going to go beyond our circle, our love, our bond. And once you're done purging that and the other person's processed it, you just go on. You go to sleep, you go back to your house, you do whatever you do. And you don't ever once think, oh, probably shouldn't have said that. Why did I tell them that? I shouldn't have said anything. To never have to regret a thought shared, a hurt shared, a dream shared. It doesn't have to be something bad that happened to you. You could just say, you know what I've always wanted to do is blah, blah, blah. And the person goes, what? Or at least to your face, they go, oh, interesting. Wow, that's fascinating. And then somebody else brings up to you, you know, so-and-so said that you wanted to open a shop that has both pets and a place for local artists to display their work. Who's going to care about that, you know? But at least for these purposes here, we just float. You let that music absorb into your skin. You let these visuals set your body free. If you're in a chair, you're in a bed, you're on a couch, wherever you are, you don't even feel like you're on a surface. You are just at one with me and the clouds. And this is the only hug we need. I love you guys. And I hope this holiday season, beyond the chaos, and I can't believe it's the 15th and the 19th, oh my God, tomorrow's Christmas. I hope that at least some decorations, some decent food, and some decent people populate your being. And once the new year starts, it's not, oh God, this year was just this mindfuck and that mindfuck and this mind. No, that's done. It happened. Hopefully some good with any bad. And now it's January 1st and I'm new again. Reset, recharge, clean slate, go forward. let me be your shelter, and I would love it if you would be mine. Be safe, my angels. Happy holidays. And remember, I love you. Good night. We'll talk soon.